It's a me, Mario. You know, back in my day, I was stomping Koopas at my local laundromat. Anyway, hello everybody. Welcome to another Cool Kids Live review hosted by yours truly, the Austinator. And today we're going to be taking a look at the sequel to Illumination's 2023 film, Super Mario Galaxy. I am joined here, of course, by the Geek Informant, the Right Dude, and KitchenAid Whiskey Jones. They'll be joining me on this adventure, and we're going to determine whether or not the critics are right or are they up their own ass when it comes to Super Mario Galaxy. Is it good?
Usually the latter, even if they are right, but that's beside the point.
Exactly. Never be a film critic, because being film critics make you mad and they make you stupid. So I think we might as well just get right into it. We got Cinemax Strong in the chat. It's all right for not being here. We totally get it, man. But work and shit happens, man.
No, it just goes to show you hate us, Devin, and you never loved us, and go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Don't. Yeah. Fuck you, Devin.
How dare you have priorities?
Yeah, how dare you?
Have
how dare you work?
Be human. You
idiot. How dare you make money? Boo hoo.
Why couldn't you just be born rich? Just have a small loan of $1 million. You know, it's easy. Then you know.
Why can't you be like fucking Bruce Wayne, Devin? Jeez.
You can work hard.
I don't like work hard. I like to work hard at hardly working.
Anyway.
Yes. Anyway, we're just gonna go to our expectations here. We got the lovely red banners here because Mario is red and Sonic is blue. Or you could be a really weird Sonic OC and make it purple or SPO. But anyway,
just not yellow. We don't want to talk about
yellow.
Sonic OCs that are yellow.
Yeah, no. If it's yellow, I don't think that's just a bad thing. We're no Sonic 2 reference. No Sonic 2 reference because it's bad.
Honestly, when you said yellow Sonic, I was immediately thinking of Super Sonic. I won't lie.
I mean, ideally,
I was thinking of the bad.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
So okay. Super Mario Galaxy, right? What were my expectations? I liked the first movie. I know like a lot of people were pretty mixed on it. I thought it was fine. I think it was for the most part pretty straightforward as a Mario movie. It's kind of what you'd expect. I mean, the problem is with Mario stuff, like the stories really aren't that like interesting for the most part. It's literally just plumber saves princess, fights a big turtle guy, along with a few mushrooms and stuff. So, it had some fun Easter eggs and all that fun stuff. And needless to say, as someone who who knows Mario, it's pretty fun. It was pretty good. And then when I went to Mario Galaxy, I'm like, doing Mario Galaxy as a second movie is pretty weird. I would have rather them adapt 3 in World if that's what they wanted to do. And then I saw like some of the marketing and the trailers for this, and I went, I don't know, because like it's starting to feel like not like Galaxy and more about anything else but that at points. So I was already kind of like, I don't know. And then the reviews came out, and I was like, oh boy, it's not going well here. And then we got the movie. I watched it today, and what are my thoughts? Well, I think you're just gonna have to wait until you're just gonna have to wait just a little bit longer until I give you my overall thoughts. But I'm gonna pass it over to the geek informant to discuss his expectations.
So, in terms of Mario, I'm a big Mario fan. I played a lot of Mario as a kid. Mainly Mario Kart was the big one for me, but I did play a lot of the arcade stuff like at friends' houses. I watched a lot of like Mario stuff. And so I grew up more with Mario than Sonic. I rarely played a Sonic. I think the only Sonic game I've ever played was Sonic and the Black Knight. I played 5 minutes and then I'm like, this is dog shit, and then I shut it off. And then the werewolf one, which I liked. I don't care what anybody says. Sonic Unleashed is a good game.
Yes, underrated.
But Super Mario Brothers, I played a lot more. That I played a lot of Super Mario 64 at my sister's orthodontist's office because her orthodontist was based and had a fucking N64 in the waiting room. So me and my other sister played a lot of that. So we played I play oh, there he goes. I played a lot of Mario, was a bigger fan of Mario. I loved it. I played all that stuff. So when I saw the first movie, I was like, oh, it's Illumination. It's not going to be very good. And then I ended up loving it. So I was even more excited when the trailer for this dropped. I actually did play Super Mario Galaxy, although it was one of the cases where I rented it from the video store. So I played a little bit of it, and then I had to return it, and then I never played it again. So unfortunately, I never finished it. But that was the hassle of, playing a big game for me as a kid, and then having to return it to a video store. Remember those people that aren't Gen Z, higher up than that? But I remember liking the Super Mario Galaxy game. I remember thinking it was really fun. And in addition to that, I thought it was like kind of an intriguing way, like, okay, you're going from like different worlds of the first one, like going from like real life Brooklyn to the Mushroom Kingdom. Now you're going bigger, you're going galaxy. That makes sense. So with all of that, I thought I was definitely more excited in this case, and I was still like kind of iffy, like, oh, maybe it could be a little bit too much of all the things, all the ADHD, all the sugary stuff that a lot of people didn't like about the first one. I thought it was might apply here, but luckily that was not the case. Obviously, we will get into that more when we talk about the film, but I had tempered expectations despite my love for the first one, but I think this exceeded them. So, yeah.
All right, so I guess I'll go next since this guy likes to go last. So if you know me by now, you already know what team I'm on. I grew up with Sonic, Yes, I'm wearing a Sonic shirt to a Mario review. How dare I? Anyway, fuck off. Fuck off. Anyway, I went to anyway. Just because I always prefer Sonic growing up, that doesn't mean that I don't like Mario. I did grow up with some Mario games here and there. Like I remember as a kid, I remember playing the shit out of Super Mario 64. In fact, I remember going to my cousin's house and being intrigued when they brought home a N64, and then my parents eventually got I wanted one, and I ended up having to save up my money because my parents really didn't want to get one for me. But I did grow up with Mario. When it comes to and I mean, I have watched Kane play some Mario games. In fact, I remember like last weekend, I remember we were hooking up the Wii and he put in the GameCube version of Super Mario Sunshine. I remember watching him play that. And when it comes to Mario Galaxy, I think I've only played and beat that game twice because the first time I played it, was like I think during the 3D All Stars. I do remember getting it for the Wii, but I didn't play a whole lot of it. But I guess that's why, because like there were other things I wanted to try out, and I guess I kind of forgot about it. But I did play and beat it the first time when the 3D All Stars edition came out, and then I beat it again when they re-released Galaxy 1 and 2 on the Switch. So I did play that. In terms of the first one, I thought it was cute. It's enjoyable. I wouldn't say it was like the greatest video game ever made, but I still had fun with it. I remember seeing it a few years ago with my fiance, her son, and we all had a good time for it. In fact, I watched it again a few days ago, and I still think it holds up. It's still a fun time. It's not anything that's gonna change. It's not gonna change anything. Like change your perspective on cinema or anything. But it's still like a cute, fun time. I still think. I went to go see it earlier today. I did take Kane to see it. And I even bought him the AMC Yoshi popcorn bucket, which I don't have at the moment because I gave it to him. So, but my expectations were just the fact that I was actually excited, but also very concerned because it seemed like the trailers seemed like they were pretty much putting too much into it. Like you have it's pretty much setting up the Galaxy games, but you're also having like Bowser Jr. You have like all these other things. You hear like these announcements, like Fox is going to be in it. It felt like it felt kind of it had me a little concerned, but I was still willing to give it a fair shot. So, yeah.
Damn, Shifty is a Yoshi hater, but I do agree the popcorn bucket is pretty rad.
My brother in Christ, how the fuck can you hate Yoshi? Especially Yoshi, voiced by Childish Gambino himself. Come on now.
Galaxy is amazing. The game, Galaxy is really good. And before you go, Mark, apparently the implied backstory for Galaxy is actually a conspiracy theory level plotline, which pushes a narrative that Luigi and Peach are Rosalina's parents.
Looks like somebody watched that Game Theory episode. I know where your mind is at. But anyway.
Yes. Now, Mark, what were your expectations, good sir?
Honestly, I've never played the games, but I never played Galaxy, so didn't know much about the world or anything. But I liked the first one, so I was looking forward to this one. So so that's pretty much it. So,
All right.
And
well, there you go. Short and sweet.
And then Devin has his voice recording for his different categories. I don't know if do you want me to play it or does somebody else want to play it?
You can play it if that's fine.
Okay. I'll go and play it then. All right. So this is Cinemax Sterling. He honestly couldn't be here today, as you saw in the chat. But we have voice recordings of each of the categories. So let me go in.
All right. So I had just gone home from working a 12-hour shift, and I couldn't be there because I was tired, but I figured I would do these little voiceovers, kind of like what Rob did with Hoppers. So when it comes to my expectations for Super Mario Galaxy, I didn't love the first Super Mario Brothers movie. I thought it was just like a cute, okay kids movie. Like there were some good things about it. Like the animation was beautiful. The action was fun. Some of the voice actors were really good, especially Jack Black as Bowser. But it did have some issues, like the pacing that wasn't great. Some trademark illumination cringe, and I stand by that Chris Pratt was terrible and miscasted as Mario. But when it comes to my expectations for this movie, I was basically expecting like the same thing. I wasn't expecting it to be better. I wasn't expecting it to be worse. I was just expecting another fine kids movie. Because again, you got to remember, I've played some Mario games, but I'm not like an expert on the lore. And another thing you got to remember is I can't stand illumination. So this one could have gone either way for me. And what I think, well, stay tuned for that.
All right, good stuff, Mr. Sterling. I'm glad that you're here with us in spirit. You didn't die,
And
but
okay. And also, Zach did give us a review, but he didn't bother separating them between categories, so we're going to save that for last.
yeah, that makes more sense.
Because I just feel like it's if he's not going to bother trying to separate them, then we might as well just wait until the end.
Yeah, that's fair. And then should you said that Yoshi debuted in 1990 and stole all of Toad's thunder in the cartoon. That's completely fair. I totally understand, man.
Yeah.
All right, so I know that we like to go into our positives right away, but I figure because this is, I like to do this. I like to do overall thoughts, just to get like a basic idea of like, where we like just where our head spaces are at. My overall thoughts of Mario Galaxy is, as far as like the critics go, I think they were way too harsh. I don't think it was that bad. There's a lot of things in this film that worked for me. I do think there's a lot holding it back. I feel like your opinions on this movie are going to determine based off of if you like the first movie or not. If you like the first movie, you're probably going to really like this. If you didn't like the first movie, you're going to hate this. And then if you thought it was okay, you're probably going to think this is okay as well. I thought this movie was fine. It wasn't like the greatest thing ever, but then again, I really wasn't expecting the greatest thing ever, so I kind of got what I expected. I just think it was fine overall. Just a decent movie. I'll get in my positives when we get into them. John, what are your overall thoughts, sir?
For me, I thought it was great. It was one of those things where it was like, oh, I was smiling throughout. I was laughing throughout. I was enjoying the hell out of it. Watching it, I'm like, I don't get how like you could be so negative against. Like I've seen so many negative reviews, not just from critics, but like other people, like, oh, just like, this is so bad. I'm like, I don't get it. Like I'm just watching this. I'm like, it's perfectly good, fine, serviceable, but it's just like, for me, it's even more because I love. I like the lore, I like the characters, I love the games. So watching it unfold on screen was really nice. I like how they combined different aspects, so you don't expect certain things in regards to like just having a straightforward adaptation of one thing. I like how it's a grab bag, but not like too much so, which is what my biggest worry was. So I thought the voice cast was good. I thought a lot of things were really good. It does have a couple problems here and there, but nothing that majorly impedes it for me. But yeah, I had a really good time with it. And I'm glad I went to go see this, not only on the big screen, I saw this in Dolby, so the colors were even more striking than they usually are. So that was really great. So yeah, I really enjoyed it.
So my overall thoughts, while I did enjoy the first one, I do think this is a bit of a step down from the first one. Not saying it's bad because I feel like when I saw the negative review, when I saw like the mixed and negative reviews, it's like I don't think it's as bad as a lot of critics make it out to be. But then again, pretty much critics, let's just face it, critics making love to their hate boners all the time when it comes to movies. But anyway, I thought this movie was fine. So it's not great, It's not, like I said, it is a step down from the first one, but I still say like I had a bit of fun with it. Would I see it again on my own? No, but I mean, but if Kane wanted to watch it, or if I wanted to watch it with Renee, things like that, then I wouldn't mind turning it on. So, but I'll go into more detail about it later.
All right, Mark, your overall thoughts,
Professor Thompson.
Well, I mean, I liked it. I mean, I would say I liked it about as well as the first one, maybe a little bit better. It's a little bit of a mess, a little all over the place, but not so bad you couldn't follow it. I mean, I thought it was still pretty simple to follow. Um, but it was interesting, even especially even for somebody like me who was not familiar with the lore, was asking Jack every 5 minutes, who was that, who was that, who was that. I could still follow it pretty well, I mean, I thought it was a lot of fun, seeing lots of different new creatures and everything. And I did recognize Star Fox. So he came in. I'm like, Jack, is that Star Fox? He's like, yeah. So, holy shit, that's Star Fox.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, I mean, honestly, I liked it. So, I mean, the animation was still great. The voice acting was great. Obviously, even it's me, Chris Pratt didn't bother me as this time like he did last time. Maybe I'm just used to it now. So so it was generally pretty good. So it was entertaining. It was funny,
What?
So I mean, it was interesting. So it was good.
Mark, what's that? You didn't hate Chris Pratt in something?
It didn't bother me as much. I mean, it didn't bother me. So I'm just used to it, I guess, maybe. So
Yeah.
He's numb to this at this point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, so I think we're in a good mind space here. I think we're all having some positive vibes here, and let's just keep it going with the positives for this Super Mario Galaxy film. I mean, obviously, I'm going to start off with this right away, just because I feel like we're going to be beating the dead horse here. The animation was gorgeous. I think that genuinely is the biggest positive from me, at least. Illumination's really come a long way since Despicable Me, where the animation was like, it was decent, but like this was like next level, like awesome animation. And the score itself too, I thought was very good. Like, I don't know why, but the whole like scene where like Mario and Peach are like, on the balcony of the Mushroom Kingdom, and like you're seeing like all like the star, like all the stars like falling. It's like, I don't know, like with the score, it kind of made me tear up a little bit. I don't know why, but genuinely speaking, it was just really gorgeous. The whole movie's colorful too, which I also appreciate, because like John's has said in the past about a lot of movies, is that a lot of movies are very dull in terms of their color grading, but thankfully in this movie it's very colorful, so I'm glad we had that. The Easter eggs in the movie I thought and the references I thought were great. I especially like the ones where like they like showed like they kind of blended the animations together, like the animation of like what we were seeing in the movie, and like we were seeing like the old like sprites for like the Mario games on the NES. Like they used like those like sprite character models. I thought that looked really cool. I also love the reference to Mario Maker. I don't know why. I just thought that did kind of make me laugh a little bit. Because I'm like, oh, Mario Maker. I mean, a thing that Nintendo kind of forgot about after the second one. So hey, I'm glad to see Mario Maker is still making an appearance and it's still around, kinda. And then I like the various suit power ups, and I did kind of like the like they showcased them a little bit, and I do like the thing.
I think Austin has frozen. I think he has been touched by cold-powered Mario.
He's pretty much catching what I had the last time we did a stream, where I couldn't be able to. It's in the Hoppers review, even though I was supposed to host it.
John, you want to go ahead until he gets...
John, why don't you go? Why don't you go for next
Okay.
while we're waiting for Austin?
So until he comes back, I'll just start to say mine. I thought the voice cast was good. I am a defender of Chris Pratt. I don't think he was bad in the first one. I don't think he's bad here. I think he does a good job. Like, I've seen a lot of bad performances where, like, like, come on, like, my own son is hacking the government. You're gonna watch that and say that Chris Pratt's doing a bad job. Like, come on, that's ridiculous. I think he's doing fine. Maybe he can sound a little bit more Brooklyn, maybe a little bit more like Charles Martinet, but like, I think that would have just been like too annoying and too ridiculous for a like 90-minute movie. So I think he's doing a fine job. I thought Charlie Day is great, Anya Taylor-Joy, Keegan Michael Key. They all do a fine job. They all do a great job. Then you have some new voices. I mean, with Glenn Powell as Fox McCloud. Then you have Luis Guzman as the Frog King. I forgot his name. I know he's from Super Mario Brothers
Wart.
2. Yes,
Wart.
thank you. But he was good. And then you have Brie Larson as Rosalina, who was not in it as much as I thought she would be, but she did a good job. Like the entire voice cast did. I mean, you do have like, and then Jack Blackson and Benny Safdie was so good as Bowser Jr. I think all of them did a really good job. As Austin was kind of saying, the animation is beautiful. It's not like you know like the best 2D animation, but like for good 3D like cartoony animation that doesn't try to be realistic, I really liked that. I like the bouncy cartoon feel that this is going for, and it really mimics the games as well. Then I thought it was pretty well paced for the most part. It was like about 100 minutes, hour 38 minutes, and it felt like an hour 38 minutes. It didn't feel too long or too short. I didn't think that the movie was that much of a clusterfuck like a lot of other people are claiming it to be. I thought it was a chaotic road trip movie. That was essentially what it was. It's like you're trying to do this one thing, and then you keep getting sidetracked. You keep like it's like kind of like Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, but a cartoon. That is essentially this movie is a cartoon Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. It's like they try to save Rosalina, then they get sidetracked and they have to do this thing, sidetracked and they have to do this thing. It's like essentially probably almost in a weird sort of way the most video game movie, because it's like you're trying to do the main quest and then you keep doing side quests. Like, oh fuck, we gotta get the backpack from the stupid monkey that stole it from us. Oh, we have to fucking take care of the Mushroom Kingdom while Peach is away. Oh, we have to do this. That is so like video game-esque to me that I couldn't help but love it. So to me, it wasn't a clusterfuck. To me, it like actually worked in terms of like a video game movie. Now, does that work for a mainstream movie narrative? I don't know, but like to me, I feel like that just it understood the video game part of the video game movie. And I think like it was for the most part clear like they're just trying to stop Bowser Jr. and they have this. I mean, there's not a ton. It's not very character driven. It's more like stylistic and plot driven. But to me, I think you do have like some decent ideas. Like you do have like a little bit of like a Mario X Peach subplot. A little bit. You have a little bit of like, oh, Peach is like, who am I? Like, what's my origin? So they have that as well. Then you have a couple other things as well, and I really liked those aspects. I really liked it wasn't a ton of character stuff, but enough to like make me intrigued with like, oh, how is this gonna go? But it was just so fun, and I thought it was edited pretty well. I think it was less ADHD to me than the first one, a little bit less of haphazard editing, so I appreciate that. I think yeah, I mean that's and the thing is I thought the jokes were funny. I thought it had some good humor. The music by Brian Tyler is really good, like including a lot of like the game music from different games, and then you making it more orchestral and more about that. And I do like the references. I know like a lot of people are like, oh, it's pandery, but like I feel like for this it worked because there's like it's a galaxy of things of species, like seeing the Pikmins and seeing this and that. It works for me, like to me, like it works. Like it's just like, oh, it's kind of there, but it's not like dragging it down, I don't think personally. But yeah, I love so much of this movie, and I'm probably missing something, but like those are probably all the positives I can think of. Austin, I'll go back to you since you were kind of cut off a couple times, but yeah, those are my positives.
Good stuff, sir. Good stuff. Yeah, so as I was saying, I like the references, like the Mario Maker stuff. I liked seeing I even like seeing like the when like I think John mentioned during the whole like, oh, we need to protect the Mushroom Kingdom while Peach is gone. Like I like seeing, like the world map, kind of like how in the games like they have like the map of like the locations. I thought that was really cool. I did like some of the new characters that were introduced, like Yoshi. I thought Yoshi. I love that Yoshi in this movie is just basically he's just happy to be there and like he's just down to do whatever. I really liked that like little sequence where he's like going downtown and like he's just like caught and he's kind of causing havoc, and then like they meet up with them. And I'm like, all right, that was pretty cool. I thought like the little action sequences I thought were very fun. I thought the one in the casino I thought looked great. I thought the Junior in this movie was pretty cool. I don't remember if the paintbrush was. I don't know if he's always had that, but I thought the paintbrush thing he had was really cool. I also really did like. I admittedly when Dry Bowser showed up at the end, I did kind of mark out. Go, oh my god, Dry Bowser from Mario Kart! Look, it's Dry Bowser. I thought that was cool. And then like I think. I thought the voice acting was very good. I know like a lot of people don't really like Chris Pratt's Mario voice. I never really hated him. I mean, because my thing is like as much as I like Charles Martinet's voice, I don't know if I would want to listen to it for an entire like hour and a half. So I mean, it was just fine for what it was. I mean, obviously it's not like the best, but it's fine. Obviously Jack Black's performance was still pretty good. Anya Taylor-Joy I thought was great here as Peach. And then in my mix, I'll talk about her a little bit more, but I did like Brie Larson's Rosalina. I kind of wish we got more of her, which I'll talk about in my mixed. You know what? Yeah, I there is a lot that I really liked here. I'll talk about like what I didn't like. But and again, like the references like Star Fox, like bringing him in and then bringing in like Pikmin. I thought that was like, oh, holy shit, that was cool. And of course, Rob the Robot, of course. I thought that was also really funny where it's like they're like, all right, well, where do we gotta go? And then he's just like, all right, you gotta go. And then he's like taking like slow like AOL.
Yeah. Also, I'm sorry I forgot to mention my boy, my main from Super Smash Brothers Brawl. My boy, Mr. Game & Watch, made an appearance, and I was so fucking happy about that. I was like, I called it too. I think I'm like, if Mr. Game & Watch is in this movie, I'm gonna fucking go crazy. And he was, and I was so happy. Oh my god, I was so fucking happy when my boy, Mr. Game & Watch, came in, and god, great stuff. Love it. Fucking love Mr. Game & Watch.
Also, I don't give a shit on what Miyamoto says. Nintendo, get on that Super Smash Brothers movie. Now.
And also Miyamoto, can we please like stop with like the Star Fox like hate for whatever reason? Like I get Mario's your seller, but dude, Star Fox is right there. Make another game, please.
Yeah, exactly. We need a good. We're overdue for a good Star Fox game. We are overdue for one. Because the last one was a big letdown.
It was indeed. But Rob, I'm gonna let you go into your positives because I think I covered everything that I wanted to talk about.
All right. Well, first of all, before we do that, let me get this Rob joke out of the way. There. By the way, fun fact: that's actually how slow the Rob accessory does move in the original NES. You know, he was slow as shit. Anyway. Positives. All right. So as everyone else already said, like the animation is beautiful. You know what? Say whatever you want about like Illumination. Say whatever you want about their writing, their pandering, whatever, their characters, whatever. But one thing you cannot deny is that they do give solid animation quality. So, and he is obviously no exception. A lot of the voice cast did a really good job. So I did I was a little bothered by Chris Pratt as Mario, but then after a few viewings of the first Mario movie, it didn't seem to bother me, and I just like with Mark, I got kind of used to it. So because I mean the thing is the fact that anyone who complains about how Mario's supposed to be Italian, the thing is that they are pretty much so used to Charles Martinet doing the voice. Let me put it this way. If Charles Martinet I kind of wonder how people's perspective on how Mario is supposed to sound would have been different if Charles Martinet was never the voice. You know, I kind of wonder how that would have been. But anyway, he's obviously not. He's not trying to be Charles Martinet. So, but like I said, I got kind of used to it at this point. And Jack Black obviously steals the show. Brie Larson, she does a really good job. So Benny Savith as Bowser Jr. You know, I do love a lot. I like a lot of the references. I was actually going to bring up the Mario Maker one. You know, that was actually a lot of fun. You know, the paintbrush, by the way, I think was actually taken from Super Mario Sunshine. You know, just to let you know about that, Austin, it was from Super Mario Sunshine. Because you know Bowser Jr. is like a imitation Mario, you know, and you know that's what it is. But I do like the references, you know, this, and I do like a lot of the how some of the I do like the relationship between Bowser and Bowser Jr. You know, that I will give it. So I do like how they have a connection, you know, like. Bowser wants to pretty much be able to reconnect with his son, you know, things like that. Bowser Jr. wants to make his father proud. You know, I do really like those things. Even but to the point by the end, it's like when you see that painted dragon, you know, from Odyssey. I think it was from Odyssey. Maybe Austin can correct me if I'm wrong. Like he pretty much was. Bowser shows some concern, you know. There were a lot of funny moments in this movie. You know, it's Yoshi's obviously the highlight of this movie. He's so adorable. You know, like I said, I did get the Yoshi popcorn bucket, but I don't have it because I gave it to Kane. I gave it to my stepson. And it's I'm trying to think on what else is there. But yeah, this is, if I think of any other positives, I'll let you know. Technically the original voice of in the TV show, which originated. Well, yeah, well, no, actually, didn't Charles Martinet voice Mario in 64?
Yeah, but Mario Teaches Typing came first. That was Mario 64 was 1996. Mario Teaches Typing was 1994. So
Really?
technically, his first voice for Mario was 1994.
Oh, okay. For some reason,
In
I
an
thought.
official, actual game, it was Super Mario 64.
Okay,
So,
I gotcha.
yeah. Not one of the weird
And-
oh yeah, you can
speaking-
use our thing.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
it's just a typing game.
speaking of Super Mario 64, I do like the references, like you know, where the monkey who stole the backpack goes through the wall, you know, which was like an homage to where you jump into the wall, you go to a different world in Super Mario 64, and seeing how that was the game that I played a lot as the Mario game that I played a lot as a kid. That pretty much did put a smile on my face. If I think of anything else, I'll let you know. So.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, Mark, your positives, good sir.
Well, very simply, I mean, it had good animation, you know, good story. Did a good job expanding the lore, you know, with interesting characters, a good cast of new characters, including Rosalina was great. The stars were fucking hilarious, and Bowser Jr. was a great new villain. So, and it was very funny. Very funny. I laughed out loud several times, several points. But, you know, so, and good job with the voice acting. So, I mean, even, like I said, even Chris Pratt didn't bother me. So, I mean, like I said, I guess I'm just used to it now. So, I mean, and expanding the lore also with, you know, did all the new power ups and everything, you know, Fire Flower, the cold powers and everything. So, and all that, you know, so, but yeah, good job. So, yeah, those are my positives.
So I'll go ahead and play Devin's positives, his voiceover for his positives.
So when it comes to my positives for Super Mario Galaxy, the biggest positive I have for this movie is easily the animation. Just like the first one, It looks beautiful. It looks amazing. It looks just like the games. You know, it doesn't look like a typical Illumination movie where all the characters look like beanpoles. It looks just as fantastic as the first one. The voice acting, for the most part, is pretty solid. Like, the ones that did a great job in the first movie still do a great job here. Anya Taylor-Joy, she's always great. Charlie Day, he's great as Luigi. Jack Black kicks ass as Bowser. I don't know who played Bowser Jr., but he did a great job. I definitely did like Michael Key as Toad. Brie Larson did a great job as Rosalina, and I loved Donald Glover as Yoshi. Yoshi was one of my favorite parts of the movie. Like, I loved his interactions with all the characters. Like, he was adorable. He was funny. I loved him. And even though the character was absolutely pointless, I did like Glenn Powell as Fox McCloud from the Star Fox games. The action scenes, you know, they're a lot of fun. There are some funny moments, specifically the moments with Yoshi and the ones with Bowser and Bowser Jr. The score was pretty good, and I actually thought the first act was pretty decent. But after that first act, that's where my opinion starts to dwindle. Because while I can admit I did have fun with this movie, it definitely wasn't good. But I'll get to those soon.
By the way, it's Benny Sapta, Devin, if you're watching. Probably not, but Benny Sapta was the voice of Bowser
Benny
Jr.
Safdie, who is
Yeah.
one of the duo of the Safdie brothers who directed, you know, Uncut Gems and the such. And he did such a fucking great job. Like, I didn't Benny Safdie went fucking hard for this movie, and he didn't have to, and I appreciate that for him.
Yeah.
I concur, sir. I concur.
Yeah, by the way, another positive is just like Fox McCloud, he was awesome. So again, Nintendo.
And also not fucking pointless. Like, did you watch the movie? Like, he served the point. He got them there. Like, that was half the what? Like, it's one thing of like, oh, okay, maybe the idea of using Fox McCloud maybe was pointless. But in terms of the narrative structure of the movie, he served a point. He got them there to the planet.
Yeah.
Like, what?
I wouldn't say his role was pointless, but I'll pretty much discuss that more when we get to mixed. But I did think Glenn Powell, he was awesome as Fox McCloud. By the way, Nintendo, again, just like I said with Smash Brothers, get on that Fox McCloud spinoff movie.
And honestly, do it in that anime style that they did in the movie. That would
hell
be
yeah.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, so I mean, well, we got all our positives out of the way. Now it is time to go into our mixed. Really, my mixed is I really wish we could have gotten a little more from like certain characters. Like, I do kind of wish we gotten a little more of Rosalina in this film because, you know, again, it's called Mario Galaxy. So I was expecting a little bit more of a Rosalina involvement. I mean, she was cool for what we see of her, but she's not really in it enough for me to really be like, oh wow, she was awesome. It was just more like she was there, I guess, which kind of sucks. I wish we could have got. Honestly, I think that's kind of a reoccurring issue though in the movies. I really wish we could have gotten more out of certain characters, like Fox McCloud. Like, yeah, he was there. He does contribute to the story, but like he's just kind of there. And Yoshi's also just kind of there. He's not like, he does stuff, but he's not really like, I don't know like what the word is. Like, he's just kind of there as well. Also, I found the twist with Rosalina and Peach being sisters to be kind of strange because I don't remember that in the games. So I that's more of a mixed thing. Like, I kind of see what they were going for. But it was just, I don't know, it just felt kind of weird and a little like, okay. As far as like other mixed, I think like most of my other issues are really in my negatives. So really, the only issues with this movie is I really wish we could have gotten a little more from certain characters, and the twist was just a little strange. But other than that, I don't really have a whole lot of mixed. So John, I'm gonna let you go next.
So for me, my mixed was that um maybe it was like a little bit all over the place. I feel like they could have benefited like maybe 5 to 10 more minutes to like kind of smooth everything out a little bit better. I think there are like maybe a couple cringy moments. I think I think there's some like mainly from like maybe some like kind of cringy humor, and then it kind of uses like modern pop songs, which Illumination does a lot, which I think was kind of pointless. They didn't really need to do that, but they were used sparingly, so it's not like too bad. Um, I didn't mind the twist. I could see why it's weird, but like since it was like you have the conspiracy theory that and again, this is according to Matt Pat, not the actual creators of the game, that in Super Mario Galaxy there was like lore that Rosalina was the child of Peach and Luigi, which is weird, but I don't view that as official. That's just fanon to me, fan head canon. So, it may be a little bit weird, but I don't think I minded it. I think, yeah, like I don't really have a ton of mix. I don't really have any major negatives either. It's just like I think it could have benefited from like maybe 5, 10 more minutes to smooth everything out. Maybe some cringy humor here and there, pop songs that didn't really need to be there, and yeah, I think Bowser's turn back to evil could have been handled better. Um, it just again that could have benefited from like the 5 to 10 more minutes. Um, but yeah, I don't think it was that. I don't really have a ton of mix. So and with that, I don't have any negatives either. But so that's kind of it for me.
Okay. So in terms of my mixed, it's pretty much the same ones that Austin brought up. While a lot of the the voice acting was really well done, with Rosalina. I forgot the guy who did the voice of Wart. You mentioned it before, John.
Luis Guzman.
Luis Guzman. Yeah, the Gomez from the Wednesday show. But anyway, I felt like some of the characters pretty much could have used more screen time. I felt like we could have seen a little bit more of Rosalina. We definitely could have seen more of Ward, because I think he only got 3 minutes of screen time. And I think this probably could have benefited for something that maybe I'll talk more in my negatives, because I do have one negative. So, but I felt like you could have, but I felt like a lot of these characters could have been benefited for a little bit more screen time. We could have had a little more time. You could, and I don't think, I disagree with what Devin said. I don't think Fox was pointless, but I do think that he's honestly another one that could have used more screen time, I think that's more it. It's just not the fact that his character was pointless. It's just the fact that we could have used a little bit more screen time and things like that. So those are pretty much my mixed. I do have one negative. Like I said, it pretty much benefited, and it could have. And I feel like a lot of the mixed and other problems could have been fixed if this one negative could have been done better. So, Mark.
Not too many mixed, I guess. I mean, because I don't have a whole lot of negative really for this movie, I guess. While the plot was fairly interesting, I guess it kind of it was a lot more to follow. Like I said, it wasn't too hard to follow, but I mean, it was a little bit of a mess. Not too bad. I mean, nothing, but nothing too bad. But I mean, I guess another one would be, I guess Chris Pratt, because I mean I'm used to it. I accept it now, so I upgraded from a negative to a mix. I mean, he gets some credit for that from a negative to a mix. So that's actually kind of a good thing. You know, he's up there. As Dana Carvey's George Bush said about Dan Quayle, still gaining acceptance. So Chris Pratt still gaining acceptance. But you know, I mean, I guess that's about it. You know, I mean, it's not, you know, it's nothing that bad. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
it's overall pretty funny. So I mean, I had a good time.
And by the way, Devin doesn't have it, so he does have some negatives though.
I will say that this might be more of a negative than a mix, but I mean, I was kind of confused. I didn't really think it made a lot of sense for Bowser, even for his son, to kind of forget that he's in love with Peach that quickly, you know? So, I mean, could be willing to actually kill her that easily. So, I mean, it's like, yeah, I know it's his son, but at the same time, you know, he kind of, you know, all that hard-working character development just kind of went out the toilet, you know? So, I mean, but it's all right. Yes. I mean, it's not that serious. So
It's a fucking Mario movie, for God's sake. Jesus.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Come on now. All right, so we got all I mixed out of the way. Let's get into our negatives. The first negative is no Waluigi, of course, because God damn it, Nintendo just fucking hates him for some reason, even though you should have put him in Smash. I'm just saying, you could have put Waluigi in Smash. I don't know what your obsession is, Nintendo.
I mean, technically, Waluigi is an assist trophy in Smash Brothers, but he's not a playable character.
And that's the problem. He's not a playable character. He's not in any of the movies. He's only in Mario Kart or any of the spin-off games. He's barely in the fucking games. So you know what? Bullshit. Bunch of fucking bullshit malarkey. But
that's
also,
totally the worst thing that Nintendo's ever done. Nothing else. That's the only bad thing Nintendo's done. Just look at the controversy Wikipedia page that they have.
Yeah, it's like forget the Virtual Boy. The worst thing that Nintendo's ever done is not put Waluigi in the movie.
I mean, I was mainly talking about the lawsuits they send on fans constantly, but you know that's
not the worst thing.
Honestly, hopefully Nintendo doesn't take this down now.
In all seriousness, I do think some of the pacing is a little like it almost feels like it's going like 500 miles an hour at points. It does go by a little too fast. Like I remember watching it up, just thinking about it, I'm like, holy shit, are we almost done with this movie? It feels like we've been here not too long. It went by very quick. I kind of see the argument for that. There's a little too much going on. I don't think it's as bad as I think a lot of people are making it out to be, but it is a little like too much at points. And I do feel like things kind of just happen, and then it gets resolved very quick, and then they kind of drop certain plot lines too at points, which does come off a little weird. It just kind of makes the plot feel very. I don't know, like not rushed, but just feels very disjointed in certain areas. Not like too bad, like, but it's enough where even I was kind of distracted by it a little bit and just felt like maybe I feel like if it maybe 10, 20 more minutes were added on, I think it could have been a little bit better, but that's just me. John, I know you say you didn't have any negatives. I don't know if you wanted to add anything or.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any like major negatives. I'm just mainly kind of mixed on a couple things, but negatives is no Wario or Waluigi, guys. Come on, like what the fuck are we doing here?
Exactly.
But yeah,
bring us Dave DeVito as Wario.
I hated about this movie. Like I have my mixed. Yeah. I can't think of anything I hated. Like like things that were detrimental. I don't think it was a clusterfuck. I don't think the pacing was horrible. Maybe a little iffy, but like I don't hate Chris Pratt. You know, I don't have anything negative really.
Okay.
So
in terms of my negatives,
they did shit on Slippy. I appreciate that. That's another one of my.
Yes, I forgot about that. This is what happens when you have a frog as a mechanic. Or the mechanic.
When you have a frog for a navigator, that's I think. What
that's what it was.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, fuck Slippy. Slippy's a little.
Yeah, fuck Slippy. Me and my homies hate Slippy. Anyway, in terms of my negatives, the biggest one that I could think of is just the fact that the pacing went by way too fast, you know. There was honestly a lot thrown in this movie, and I felt like this probably could have been fixed if you had maybe added like another 15, 20 minutes to it or something. I'm not saying the movie has to be like Lord of the Rings long, you know, or Lawrence of Arabia or Seven Samurai. It doesn't have, no. That's the complete opposite. I'm saying it could have been, with all these ideas thrown in, you could have fixed it all by pacing everything out, you know, maybe adding a little bit more runtime to it. So I felt like, because everything was going by too quickly, it was almost like watching the movie going like 88 miles an hour, you know. Yes, I made a Back to the Future reference. Anyway, but I felt like it could have been paced out a little bit better if maybe you added a little bit more of the runtime, things like that. Because with all these ideas thrown in, it's honestly damn near difficult to do it without feeling rushed, you know. Because you have these ideas where you're throwing in like Bowser Jr., the Galaxy, the callbacks, you know, the Wart, you know, like I said, Wart, Fox McCloud. These honestly could have been fixed if they had been fleshed out a little bit more, maybe give a little bit more of the runtime. So that's just it for me, though. That's honestly the biggest problem I have. It's just the fact that it felt like it was too quick, and they were just throwing everything but the kitchen sink in a short amount of time, and it could have been fixed if maybe 20 more minutes were added on. And I'm not going to be like Zach, where everything has to be like 2.5 to 3 hours long. I just feel like it could have been benefited a little bit better if there was a longer runtime, but that's just
give us the 3-hour cut of Super Mario Brothers and give us the 7-hour cut of Project Hail Mary. That's all we want.
All right, Professor Thompson. And yes, I'm calling you that because you're the glasses.
All right. My negative, for one thing, I guess I agree with you guys. No Wario and no Waluigi is kind of dumb. You know, at this point, I mean, come on, what are we doing, guys? Come on, give the people what they fucking want. And also, speaking of give the people what they fucking want, why the fuck was Daisy relegated to a goddamn end credit scene? Not even a mid credit scene, an end credit scene. After like almost everybody's walked away from the fucking theater, all of a sudden, oh yeah, by the way, here's Daisy, and they're just thrown in there after a fucking afterthought. You know, she came first, right? You know, she came before Rosalina, and you just kind of, you know, gave her shit. So I mean, I had to do that for Kaylee's sake, because Kaylee was pretty pissed that, you know, that Daisy was kind of got short shrift in this one. So I mean,
come on, Luigi needs the poom poom too. Come
Yeah,
on now.
Exactly.
We can't forget about Luigi.
Exactly. So
And
I mean,
Meanwhile, Pauline is the street hooker that nobody thinks about anymore. So.
And Paulina was the very first Mario damsel in distress, even before Peach.
Yeah, but nobody well, I mean, she showed up in Super Mario Sunshine, right? That's what it was. She was like the mayor of that town.
She was no, that's Odyssey. That's
okay.
Mario Odyssey.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's what it was. But I know she showed up in Sunshine, I think.
The girl in Donkey Kong.
Yeah, the original.
Back when Mario was just called Jumpman.
Jumpman. Yeah, exactly. Before Bowser was his enemy, Donkey Kong was his enemy.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
DK.
Donkey Kong.
That's another one. I missed fucking Donkey Kong, man. Where was Donkey Kong?
Yeah, the fact that Mark is missing someone that's voiced by Seth Rogen says a lot.
Exactly, right? And on the way, you know, Jack and I were talking about how annoying Seth Rogen's laugh is, because I even thought, well, you know, it could be worse. Mario could be voiced by Seth Rogen's laugh.
Hey, want to get high, man?
Jack even asked, like, why does he laugh like that? Like,
it's just
weed will do.
I'm willing to bet
to you.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ron.
When you cough, you know the shit works.
Yeah, Austin.
But
I did.
Just wait. But I feel like the reason why Donkey Kong wasn't in it is because I'm willing to bet that they're pretty much saving him for like a Donkey Kong spinoff movie.
If I
You
were to
know.
take a guess, yeah, they're gonna
Yeah.
have a Star Fox movie. They're
Yeah.
gonna have I mean, we know this is gonna make $1 billion. We just don't know
Yeah.
where, if it's gonna make close to $2 billion or it's gonna make
We
like
are
more like 1.5 or 1.2 billion. But it's gonna make $1 billion.
we are about to see the beginning of the NCU, the Nintendo Cinematic Universe.
I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. I know Nintendo, it's easy to hate on Nintendo, but they know they're a business. They know how to get us, and we're going to keep coming back for more.
Exactly.
And I mean, the thing is, it already made, even prior to the 3-day weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it already made 122 million worldwide. That was on Wednesday and Thursday alone.
Exactly.
Was $122 million. That's like more than the entire the past like 15 movies outside of Project Hail Mary that have come out this year is that combined total. It's just like that's Primate, Undertone, and Psycho Killer's entire box office. That's like not even like a quarter of that.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's just like people love Mario. Mario's fucking great.
I mean, even coming from a Sonic fan, I could say that Mario is the most popular video game franchise of all time.
Easily. That and then
Yeah.
Zelda is probably the next most
Yeah.
popular, I would probably say, and then probably Sonic if I were to say top 3. But it's just like, yeah, I mean, I'm excited for that Legend of Zelda movie.
I am
think
too.
I'm
I'm
just
so looking
again
forward to
that's
that
just like
Zelda.
we've all been like, what are they going to do for Link? That's like kind of the main thing we've all been talking about.
It's just,
But
yeah,
I'm open to it. Like, I like how they pick nobodies. I like how they pick just young kids to do it instead of like super known names. I really appreciate that.
I'm wondering how they're going to be able to handle Link's dialogue since he doesn't talk in the games.
No, yeah, Shifty Gizm's right. Pokemon is the most popular, but yeah, but even then, Mario's up there, and you know the people love it, and
Yeah.
you know what, they do a lot of things right. Although we did get that reveal trailer for Sonic 4 during the previews, so that was
We
nice
did
to
too.
see.
I did too.
I will say, in terms of previews, you know what preview looked really good to me? Forgotten Island. I'm like, that looks really good, and that's by the same people who did The Last Wish. So I'm like, okay, that'll be
that's.
be good.
I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to be open to do a review of it, depending on what everyone else thinks.
Yeah.
So
but anyway, we're talking about Mario. Let's stick to Mario until we finish up. But
okay.
Does I think we should go into.
Shit! I forgot. Devin's negatives.
Yes.
I
Okay.
forgot
I
about
thought
that.
we were. I knew.
No. It's just we got off topic, and then I just kind of forgot about it. All right then. So this is Cinemax Sterling's negatives. The negative Nancy. I'm just kidding.
The negatives. This movie is a fucking mess. Like, there is Super Mario Galaxy is all fan service, no story. Like, all it is just member berries. Like, hey, remember this? Hey, remember this? Hey, remember this? Hey, remember this? And you guys gotta remember, I'm not a hardcore gamer. I don't go to these movies for a story, not for nostalgia shoved in my face. Because even though I didn't love the Super Mario Brothers movie, it kept the focus on Mario and Luigi. So we had Mario, learning how to be a hero in order to save his brother. And the whole thing with Bowser and Princess Peach, like this, there was a focus there. This was so unfocused. And much like the first one, this had pacing issues as well. And honestly, I thought the pacing was a little bit worse here. And you know how I said, like, I mentioned, like, for the most part, the voice acting was good? Why did they cast Chris Pratt as Mario? He's not good. He isn't. Like, just like with the first movie, just like with Garfield, it sounds like he's just phoning it in. Again, he's not Mario. He's a random white guy that says he's Mario. Like, Mark always makes the joke that it's me, Chris Pratt. That's what it is, because he tries to do an accent, but then it just fades in and out. Like he has an accent, then he doesn't. He has an accent, then he doesn't. Just like the first one. Like it's weird. Like the first one came out 3 years ago, and it's like he still hasn't found like his footing. Like it's so weird. Like I think the only like voice acting role he did where I think he actually like did a good job was in the Lego movie. Like that actually worked for him. But as Mario or as Garfield, it doesn't work. It does not work for him at all. But in terms of my negatives, they're like the ones like the lack of story, the overboard member berries, and Chris Pratt once again doing a good job as Mario.
All right.
Damn, bro has more pauses than a Will Shatner monologue.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I hated Chris Pratt as Mario. There's something on the wing.
Yeah, he's like in these. He says he apologized for the long pauses.
Yeah, he's exhausted. I get it. I just like, damn.
If we can't give each other shit, who can?
Exactly. All right. So I think it's time for us to deliver our final verdicts. I will go first. Like I mentioned before, it's fine. I think it's gorgeous animation. I think the movie itself is fun. There's a lot of fun references. Do I think it's like one of the best movies ever made? No. It's a fun popcorn movie. Honestly, it's one of those movies where like, do you need to necessarily rush out and see it? I mean, not really. Like you could honestly, I would say maybe go to like a matinee or, wait till it goes on streaming. But if you just want like a couple of hours out with the family and you want to spend some time, go see a movie, yeah, check this out. It's a harmless, fun. It's fun. That's all I have to say. My final rating is a 6 out of 10.
For me, I love this movie. I'm probably going to be the most positive. I understand it probably has some pacing issues, some runtime issues, maybe even voice acting issues. I don't know. As a fan, I loved it. And I enjoyed the hell out of it. Huge smile on my face, made me feel like a kid again. I was laughing throughout. Like it was overall fun time. Maybe a couple negatives here and there, but nothing major to hinder my enjoyment of the overall film. I recommend seeing it, but if you want like the best bang for your buck, I'd say go see Project Hail Mary again because that's definitely a lot better. But I would still recommend this movie, and considering the fact I am a bigger Mario fan and am not autistic, I will prefer the Mario movies to the Sonic movies. So with that, I will probably give this an 8.5 out of 10. I majorly enjoyed it and I recommend it, but I understand if people do not like it. That's understandable. I still very much enjoyed it. So yeah, I would say it's not as good as the first one. I think it does a couple things better, but there are also a lot of things worse than the first one, so it's kind of a little bit balanced, but I would still say that the first one's a little bit better to me.
Okay. So overall, my thoughts is the fact is same as Austin. I think it's fine. Like I said, it is a bit of a step down from the first one. I still had fun with the first one. And I mean, if you're a big Mario fan, you'll absolutely love this movie. So I absolutely would recommend go see this if you're a big Mario fan. If you didn't like the first one all that much or something, I wouldn't say avoid. I would say more just like either like he said, like Austin said, either wait for a matinee or just wait for it to come on Peacock. I think or as Mark calls it, the urine penis. But I would say wait for it because it does have some rushed pacing. A lot too much going on at once that could have been simply fixed with a longer runtime. But it also has some fun animation, great animation. Some fun moments. things like that. Good voice acting. So I would say, like, if you want to find something to take the kids to, for the Easter weekend, for spring break, while they're out of school, then this is a fun. This probably would be something to take the kids to, because I'm sure they'll have a good time. As for my rating, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. So like I said, a step down from the first film, but still better than a lot of critics are making it out to be. So.
I mean, I enjoyed it. I mean, it was funny. It was engaging. I laughed out loud a bunch. So I had a lot of fun with it. So, I mean, I say a good solid 7.5 out of 10. So, I mean, I liked it. So it's a fun popcorn movie. Go take your kids to see it some afternoon.
Okay.
Take it for a matinee.
Yeah. So I'll go ahead and play Devin's verdict. And then also there was one other thing that he wants me to play. So, but I'll go and play his verdict first.
So in conclusion, Super Mario Galaxy, it's not the worst video game movie of all time. Like, I wasn't crazy about it, but I would be lying if I said I didn't have a little fun with it. I did. Like, the parts that were a lot of fun were a lot of fun. But it's just, again, like, we need to work on, like, the pacing issues. We need to have a story here. And for God's sake, please, Chris Pratt, either actually try or get out. But I think if you're a fan of Nintendo, you're going to eat this movie up and love it. I know it's going to make a shit ton of money, just like the first movie. So whatever I say, I mean, it's not going to matter. But if you're a fan of the games, you'll like this. If families want to, I'm sure families are going to take their kids to see this. But honestly, I'd probably say just watch Hoppers instead. But yeah, I thought Super Mario Galaxy was like pretty mid, and I would give it a 5 out of 10. Wahoo!
Now I'm kind of wondering who has a bigger hate boner for Chris Pratt, Devin or Mark.
I don't know. I mean, Mark was a little bit nice to Chris Pratt tonight, so I don't know. Maybe things are Maybe things are changing.
All right, and also before we move on to Zach.
Yeah, I'm nice.
Nice. All right, so Devin wanted me to play this real quick. I'm going to play it before I get to Zach's long ass essay review of it. All right, let me go ahead and just play it.
And remember, kids, don't do drugs, because if you do, you'll go to hell before you die. Please.
Oh, please. Oh, Lou Albano. All right. Oh my God. Okay. So I guess I'll go ahead and read off Zach's novel long review. Jesus.
Oh man.
Zach, you could have just made different voice messages and saved us a lot of time, dude. God damn. All right, fuck it. Let's get it over with. So here is Mr. Gaxiola's review of Super Mario Galaxy. So I've had a long day, and I'm tired as fuck, so I'm going to give my review here. If you know the criticism I had of the first one, then you know my expectations are going to be for the sequel. I had a middling expectations at best. I was expecting nothing more than fan service for a story. Second, all while good looking pretty, and that's what I got. My positives: Bowser and Mini Bowser, or whatever the fuck he's called. He's Bowser Jr. And there were were fun. There were aspects of the dynamic he had with Mario and Luigi that was funny. Rosalina and Peach were fun to watch for the little screen time they got, and that's about it. Before I get to my negatives, I'll also note that while I think it's an over lesser film than the first, I was entertained more. The first film had a lot of dry sketches that left me bored, so I wasn't bored at the least with this one, but the structure and the pacing of this film, well, to quote this film itself, it's trash. The fan service didn't irk me as much, more so than the structure of this thing. It had way too many characters and plot lines than it knew what to do with. Some characters, even mainly Yoshi, felt like they were only there to be able to get other characters out of sticky situations. Deus Ex Machina, Mario and Luigi still have the non-Italian accents because some people just want Charles Martinet for some reason. So I felt like I was watching generic hero duo played by Chris Pratt and Charlie Day more than I ever felt like I was watching Mario and Luigi. I felt like in the first one, and I felt it here. It's a shame that it's too late to correct that mistake as of now 2 movies in the only single solitary actor giving an actual performance is Jack Black as Bowser. And no, I'm not going to be soft and give it a pass simply because it's a kids movie. Give it a break. No, if Pixar, Disney, and others like the Don Bluth films all at their best deliver quality, fine dining in the writing and characters, then other family films like this need to fucking start doing better. And I'm sick to goddamn death of that shit of being thrown at people as a defense mechanism or as an excuse. But rant aside, at the end of the day, it wasn't horrible or unwatchable. It's fun at times, but also very messy, sloppy, and incoherent. It will likely please the hardcore fans, but I'd otherwise recommend going to see much stronger films like Hoppers, which you pretty much had no faith in to begin with, Zach. Ones that barely actual story and substance. My rating of 4 out of 10.
Oh,
and everybody's asleep.
oh shit! Oh my god!
Jesus Christ!
Okay then.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ, Zach.
Oh Jesus!
I'm gonna
Oh,
watch
man.
the whole Godfather trilogy in that fucking.
Yeah, I
during
know.
that time. God damn, bro.
I told him to make it easier and do voice messages, but he was like, "Nah, I'm too tired. I'm lazy."
Yeah, what's Devin's excuse? He fucking was able to do it, even with his thin ass walls. Get out of
Exactly.
here.
And working 12 hours.
Yeah,
Plus
Exactly.
This man was walking barefoot, in a
Walked
desert.
barefoot to school, uphill
walking
both
barefoot
ways
to
with no
work,
shoes.
uphill, both ways.
While a tornado and a hurricane were going on at the same exact time.
A hurricaneator.
All right. But
stuff.
yes, that's finally done. Oh,
Yes, we are officially done with Mario Galaxy. Does anybody want to? Well, first, does anybody want to say anything else before we?
do we? What is our expectations going in for the future of any future Nintendo projects or maybe what they like to see
I'm
in a
all
Mario
in.
3?
I'm all in. I
Yeah.
think as long as they, manage to keep a better pace with it all,
Yeah.
maybe not to overstuff things, and maybe
Yeah.
they'll get people again. But who knows? This is going to make $1 billion, so it doesn't matter. I think, and I could see this branching out into stuff like as you said, Donkey Kong spinoff, Star Fox spinoff.
Fox.
I would
Super
like
to
Smash Brothers, maybe if Shigeru Miyamoto can get on his shit.
Exactly.
I remember Austin was mentioning Luigi's Mansion. I'd watch it.
That would be Kane would love to see. I know Kane would love to see a Luigi's Mansion movie.
Because Luigi's Mansion actually has a plot. You know what doesn't have a fucking plot? Mario Kart.
That
You complain that this has no story, yet you want them to adapt the game that has no story.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say this right now. Any of the
Make it
Mario
make sense.
spin-offs, like Mario Kart, Mario Super Sluggers, Mario Tennis,
Mario
I want to
Party.
see Mario Golf, bro.
Yeah,
just
exactly.
straight up.
I remember
Let's go.
Austin mentioned in the chat Mario Party movie, and I was like, how would that even work? Like Jumanji with Mario characters?
I'd
Look,
watch it.
I mean, that would be cool. I mean, look, I was just
The
making
Rock
a
as
point.
Mario.
Like
Let's
anything
go.
would make more sense in a Mario Kart movie because, like,
Yeah,
at least like,
exactly.
the Mario Party boards kind of have a story to them, and like
Yeah.
there are some funny things like Bowser, like in the Mario Party, is just the guy that like scams people with like stupid shit and he overprices for stupid shit. Like that'd be pretty funny. But I mean, look, I mean, the Mario spinoffs don't do it, but look. I would love to see a Punch Out movie. I know that they won't do it, but a Punch Out movie would be pretty cool. And I would love
An F-Zero. Like honestly, if we were to talking about Nintendo racing franchises that could work as a movie, F-Zero.
F-Zero, yeah.
But Nintendo stopped giving a fuck about F-Zero a long time ago, so
They haven't.
unlikely.
That's unfortunate because I mean, yeah, the last F-Zero game we ever got was in the GameCube era. Actually,
Yeah, they only care about Captain Falcon now, so you know. I didn't even
Yeah.
know Captain Falcon was fucking from F-Zero. I just knew him as Captain Falcon. I thought it was like, oh, he was some random like character I don't know. No, he's from fucking F-Zero.
I didn't even know who Ness was from originally until I looked it up. You know, because
honestly, like a Mother series, like a TV series about the Mother franchise, that could
Yes.
be really cool.
that would be cool.
It would be bonkers as fuck, but it would
And
be awesome.
because Earthbound
And I have no
Mother
idea
series
what
is
the fuck either one of you are talking about.
Sorry, Mark.
Come on, hey Mark, come on, Mark. Let's go to the nurse's station. Time for your medicine.
But honestly, I'm all for it. Like, I mean, Sonic already did do a spinoff, not very well, but you know, like
And I mean,
franchises
some-
are open to doing it.
And
so.
and they have and the Sonic team, they have announced that there is like an untitled spin-off movie. We don't know anything about it. Maybe we'll get like a Shadow spin-off, you know, and they'll
And he
maybe
can
they might bring
finally
it.
hold an Uzi, like, and just like murder
We can
people,
see
like, how God
Black
intended.
Doom, you know.
Yeah.
or hear me out, guys. Hear me out. What if the spinoff is a Super Mario Brothers 3, but it's going to be a crossover between Sonic and Mario, and the crossover is Sonic v Mario, Dawn of the Secret Rings.
No. Even better. It's just the Olympics. It's just
Dude,
Mario.
that'd be
That's the
sick.
crossover. It's just
That
the
would be the
Olympics.
crossover.
God,
I mean, they
so-
gotta put Wade in there as one of the Olympic guys.
But yeah, I'm all for what they have in store. Hopefully,
Yeah.
they can make some more
Yeah.
stuff because it's good stuff. It's
I
great
can't wait for
stuff.
the Wii Sports movie. That'll be sick.
Yeah. But
All right.
on next for the
Yes.
docket of cool kids is a review I'm hosting, and that's going to be not Brendan Fraser's The Mummy, but in fact The Mummy,
Damn it.
brought to you by the director of Evil Dead Rise, Lee Cronin. We are going to be doing a review of Lee Cronin's The Mummy in 2 weeks, 2-ish weeks. So get pumped for that because it's going to be awesome, and I can't wait for it. And yeah, it's going to, well, I mean, even if it's not very good, we know it's going to be better than the Tom Cruise movie. So, you know, that's not
Yeah,
saying
that's
much,
true.
but you know,
Yeah, I mean the bar is very low.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
the bar is
least-
in hell.
At least it won't have the chance to kill a cinematic universe before it starts.
Exactly.
Really.
All right.
Anywho,
Well,
that's it.
yeah, that's it.
So, how about those Jets?
They suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the less said about the Jets, the better. All right, gentlemen. Well, this has been a very, very good Cool Kids Live review of Super Mario Galaxy, and we'll see you in 2 weeks for Lee Cronin's The Mummy. So, with that being said, gents, I bid thee adieu.
A hairdo.
Indeed.
Once again, we have brought light into the world. You're welcome, America. America. You're still here?